Hey everybody, I really have to say that this moment in time cannot be ignored, regardless of how you may feel about President Trump or I. And I've always contended that, I've always said that the Donald Trump that's president isn't the Donald Trump that I thought I knew from The Apprentice. And I was disappointed, and I'm disappointed with his initial decision to take a stance that ignited one part of the country against the other and divided us for him to conquer America. But that fact does not stop me from ignoring history. Donald Trump achieved a major success today. There is no, I mean, no, and I mean no way anyone can take that away from him. Uh, it would be disingenuous to try to do so. It would be fighting history to try to do so. It would be contorting to even think of a reason why it would be necessary to try to do so. What Donald Trump did, only somebody who has no or little respect for convention and is the president would do. Listen to this. This is an exchange with Dennis Rodman. Listen to this.
That really used to be in there. I felt like I was at home.
Now, you know,
this is Chris Cuomo.
You spent time with the North Korean leader. You spent time with Donald Trump. How do you think the two men size up in terms of how they might get along?
Well, I think the fact that Donald Trump would understand the fact that the people of North Korea have a heart, they have soul, charisma, and they love each other. And I think the fact that Kim Jong and his family understands that. I think that President Trump should understand the fact that the reason why the Marshal of North Korea respects Dennis Rodman is the fact that he trusts me. And I gave him something for his birthday. And I thought I couldn't pull this off. And I said to him the day before his birthday, I said, I'm going to give you a present. And he said, what is that? I said, I'm going to bring a basketball team, professional basketball team to you. He said, can you do that? I said, yes, I can. Even though I knew I couldn't do it, I said, if I fail now, it's going to be a problem. So basically, I got a lot of people together. I got Popcorn here, helped me out, my sponsor. Thanks to those guys. And it happened, and Kim Jong came to me and said, Dennis, you know what? This is the first time someone's ever kept their word to me and my country. And I looked at him, I almost got emotional. I said, wait a minute, hold on. He said, what? Someone's never kept their word to you and your country? He said, yes, this is the first time someone's ever suggested that. And I came through, and I think that he really appreciated that, the fact that he's not normally hearing someone that's trustworthy. And I think that country is normally hearing people that's always lying, deceitful, and not trustworthy. And I think that if Trump goes in there with a great heart, with his heart on the table, and let Kim Jong see him, really emotional as far as like speaking to him. It ain't gotta be about war. It ain't gotta be about hatred or what happened in the future or in the past, the past. We're moving on to the future. And I've told people about Kim Jong-un. He's all about the 21st century. He's trying to progress his country. And Donald Trump is going to do a great job in trying to reach out and make sure that our hands, Americans, our hands are always open, because as Americans, we have let so many people around the world join us to be happy in one country, that's the United States. And now we have really put ourselves on the line to reach out to North Korea. And they've been so gracious to me, my family, and the United States. So let's make this happen. If Trump could pull this off, more power to him.
Dennis, did Kim reach out to you, or any of his people reach out to you? President's people, anybody reach out to you for insight into the other side?
Well, you know what? I've talked to those guys the last 5 years.
Which guys?
And I talked to Kim Jong-un and an administration over there 5 years ago. And he asked me 5 years ago, we sat down for lunch. And he sat down and asked me, hey, Dennis, I'd like to ask you three things. If you go back to tell the President of the United States these three things, and I would be willing to talk to him. And it's a true story, and I've got my people here that heard the conversation. He said things like, if they can move the ships back from South Korea, I would do what I have to do to listen. If we can do certain things, I will listen. My ears will be open. And I tried to do that to Obama. And Obama didn't even give me the time of day. I asked him, I said, I have something to say from North Korea. He just brushed me off. But that didn't deter me. I still kept going back. I kept going back. I showed my loyalty and my trustworthy to this country. And I said to everybody, I said, the door will open.
I remember you saying it. I remember you saying it. Let me ask you something. Does Kim understand English?
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. When I said those things, when I said those damn things, when I went back home, I got so many death threats. I was sitting there protecting everything. And I believed in North Korea. And when I went home, I couldn't even go home. I had to hide out for 30 days. I couldn't even go home. But I kept my head up high, brother. I knew things were going to change. I knew it. I was the only one. I never had no one to hear me. I didn't know one had to see me. But I took those bullets. I took all that. I took everything. Everyone came at me, and I'm still standing. And today is a great day for everybody. Singapore, Tokyo, China, everything. It's a great day.
It is a great day. This is a historic day.
I'm so happy.
You were saying to me years ago that you thought this would happen. And I want to let you be ready for me to ask you another question. I know you're very emotional about this. This is what I want to know. I want to know, well, you're an emotional guy. You feel very deeply about things. People who've been around you understand that. Right. Why did you feel so strongly that you needed to make something happen for North Korea? There's so many places you could have gone in the world that have, a much easier path to peace than North Korea, given the record of human rights abuses and other practices of this despotic regime. But you chose North Korea. Why?
Well, I feel like I was very naive when I went over there. I didn't understand and expect all the things I was getting when I went over there. They said, do you realize what you was doing, Dennis, when you went over there? I said, no. I thought it was just another one of those things I was just doing some charity event. I knew nothing about North Korea. I just thought I was going to play basketball and just treat the people and be happy, and that was it. But it turned out to be so much more bigger than what I thought. And I felt the fact that, just listen to the people, seeing the kids, seeing the people there, and just meeting the regime, Kim Jong and the whole marshals and everybody. I just felt in love with the country from day one. And I felt like that, I guess I owe it to myself, and the people around the world. You know what? I'm not in this for no money. I never started this for no money. This is about being the greatest person in the world to lead these two people together. It has nothing to do with that. I just wanted to see it get done so we all can live good together.
Well, here's the first day.
No more hatred.
Here's the first day. Let's see where it goes. Let me ask you something. You talk about speaking with Kim Jong-un. Does he understand or speak English?
The one thing about him that I always say about him, he's more like a big kid, even though he's small. He's more like a big kid, but he loves to have a good time. And I was saying last night or this morning that he was going around taking selfies and stuff like that. And I was saying that this guy wants to be around the world. He wants to come to America. He wants to enjoy his life. He wants his people to enjoy his life. But I think that the fact that he doesn't have the tools, and maybe the fact that the politics of this whole meeting is going to happen. I think this is going to change a lot. And I hope the fact that President Trump can understand, knowing that Kim is trying to reach out and try to get into the 21st century.
That's the big question. I want to ask you about that in a second, but let me just get an answer to this. Do you think he speaks or understands English?
Well, I think he understands bits and pieces. If you talk about basketball, yes, he understands that.
So you think it's about what he wants to talk about? Do you think he's studied English?
I can say one thing. I think people know that Kim Jong-un is not a dumb man. I think he's understanding from his grandfather and his father. I think that he's trying to protect his people. We're trying to protect his honor and everything that has to do with his country. But like I said, that's respect. That's respect. Nothing's going to happen overnight. It's going to take time.
100%.
If Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump understand that, if they understand the fact that if we just sit there and have a smooth, a comfortable relationship, smile, laugh, joke a little bit, okay, great. It ain't gonna be war. It's gonna be something that everyone can be comfortable about.
Right.
And I know this meeting is gonna be a great meeting.
Well, that's the hope, Dennis. We'll see where it goes. They had a good start. They did the handshake. There was good body language. They said the right things. You know, it's all perfunctory at this part. It's the opening ceremony. And we'll see what happens when we start getting reports about the actual policy negotiations. But you talk about the Kim Jong-un side and North Korea side. Did you hear from the White House at all today?
Well, yes, I did. But, and a good thing about it, yes, Donald Trump reached out. He called his secretary, and she called me and said, Dennis, Donald Trump is so proud of you. He thanks you a lot. And that means a lot. You know, because after all these years, the fact that I somewhat had something to do with this North Korea situation, but I don't want to take any credit where credit is due. I think we all need to take credit. And I'm just here, I'm just so thankful to be here. I'm glad the fact that this is happening. The world saw it, I saw it, my kids saw it. So you know what, it's just hope for the best. We don't need a miracle. We don't need a miracle. We just need the doors to be open so we can start fresh and make this a better place in the world, baby. That's it.
Well, look, sometimes it does take a miracle. I mean, you know, you're dealing with some really tough things on the table here. You know, I know that you've had good experiences with the leader of North Korea, and this is a nice moment. I'm not looking to get into it with you again. But you know now things you didn't know then. There's a lot of violence.
Right.
There's a lot of negativity. And it all stems from your friend, the ruler of North Korea. You know, this man isn't all selfies and smiles. He's responsible for the deaths and hardship of a lot of people. How can you be sure he wants something better than what he is right now?
Well, as we know, Chris, the fact that, you know, I'm not a politician. You know, I'm not sitting there trying to fight the fact that, you know, I'm on his side 24/7. I'm not doing everything right to say the right things to make him look like a better man, a better person. I've never been like that. I've always been like down the middle. Here it is, you know. He's a good friend to me. That's what I look at. I don't see the politics of this whole situation. I don't want to see that. I want to see that to go away. I want us to see us get along, to have a handshake, to have a smile, have a glass of iced tea. Just talk to me.
A glass of iced tea.
I don't
I
know
like
about the war stuff and all the stuff that's going on. I don't know anything about that. I just want to do one thing: bring sports to North Korea and try to bring that connection with us to North Korea. That's it, sports. Everything else should be Donald Trump's hands and people in the White House hands. I'm out of it. I'm just so happy just to be here, man, and to see everyone in the world get emotional like I did, cry to see it really, really happen. And Donald Trump should take a lot of credit for this because he went out the box and made this happen. So anyway, so I want to say one more thing before I leave. Can I say one more thing?
You can say it wherever you want. Go ahead.
Okay, so can I thank some people, though, while I'm here? Can I thank some people?
Yeah, go ahead. But let me ask you something. Don't go on a whole tour about it, but I want to ask you something else. But thank somebody if you want to thank them. Go ahead, man.
All right, so, you know, I just say, you know, all the good people that still stood by me, Darren Prince, you know, Bo, all the guys that went with me in North Korea. You know, I'm thinking Chuck Daly, I'm thinking Phil Jackson, I'm thinking Jeannie Buss, I'm thinking, you know, PG Nopolis, I'm thinking Eddie Vedder, the Project, everybody supported me through all these things. So, you know, I think my kids, they're still with me after all these years, all the things I've done up and down, they're still with me. You know, I just want to thank everybody, man. And plus, you know what, I'm thanking these guys at Popcorn that supported me through this whole venture.
I got you. So we see the shirt there. You got a good outfit. You got Trump on the top. You got Popcorn on the bottom. Let me ask you one more thing. You think there's any chance that you might have a role in this process? Has anybody reached out to you or given you reason to believe that whether it's the North Koreans or it's the Americans, that they may reach out to you as some type of resource here, something that is part of this mix going forward?
Well, you know what, like I said, that's not my job. I wish that the fact that people would quit putting me in that title role, the fact that I should be involved with this whole politics stuff. I just want to be involved with the sports aspect. And if they can use me in that direction, maybe I can have some type of common sense to shine some light on what's really going on in North Korea. If Trump want to come ask me about certain things, he'll probably figure it out today, and I hope he does. But if he want to ask me one-on-one, I'm willing to do it. So, like I said, I know a lot of things, but like I said, this is Trump and Kim Il-sung's day. This is the world's day. It's not my day. I just came here because I wanted to see face to face in my own eyes. So thank you guys for having me on in the world. Thank you guys. I'm gonna do more important things down the road. Please.
Well, Dennis,
sit behind me.
It's
Be behind me.
Dennis, it is good to see you. I'm glad you are well. I know that you're on your own journey. Stay healthy, stay happy, and look, please let us know what you find out about this process. It's good to see you, Dennis Rodman, in Singapore. Thank you.
All right, thank you, brother.
All right.
All right, brother.
I had to show that because that was incredible. And yeah,
nobody has spent the time with Kim Jong.
I'm a Dennis Rodman fan.
Dennis Rodman.
And
even the White House.
I'm a Dennis Rodman fan. I always have been. I enjoyed meeting him at CES 2 years ago. When I had the pleasure of meeting him. That was that was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And he's a genuine guy. He's not phony. No pretense. He's just a guy enjoying his life, having fun and enjoying people, especially the women. And so I said, and I may have even text blogged it. I have to double check. No, but I think I made a video about that. But I felt that President Obama then should have talked to Dennis Rodman and made him the ambassador. I thought that that was a big, I even tweeted that day, it was a huge mistake. It really was. I think, John Marks, you asked me about this, showing that. It's been seen in other channels, so I felt it was okay to do it. Also, CNN is very good about allowing you to rebroadcast what they do via live stream or talking about it because it's news commentary. And I know a lot of people who do these videos, do a video of something that happens, it's always to make a comment about what they saw. And this is obviously more of the same. One thing you have to, you don't have to, but I would ask you to be familiar with this, is something called fair use commentary in news. And fair use commentary basically says that a person has the right to use another broadcast, okay, if they're using it to make a comment about the contents in it, and therefore you change the nature of it. It becomes a teachable, not a teachable, it becomes a teaching tool. So you change the nature of it, you change the market for it, you enhance the market for it by rebroadcasting. Everybody wants to see it again. People want to go back to the broadcast, the show, to see if there's more of that. So you're helping you market the show, like right? So that's an okay thing to do. It really is. But I just had to mark this moment because, you know, we choose up sides. You know, all too often we choose up sides. You know, and in choosing up sides, we lose the ability to see the value in each other. And I think this is one of these times when we should see the value in what Donald Trump did. I mean, that sticks out to me as something that's necessary. We really should see the value in what Donald Trump did today and made happen. And it's, you know, something else that goes through my mind, and this is from an Obama fan, is I think it was really unfortunate that President Obama said that Donald Trump would never win, because I remember when he said that, it was on I believe it was on Colbert, and he said, oh, he won't win, and he won't be president, and he is president. And I thought, you know, there's something about the way life works, and there's something about what people go through, and there's something about poetic justice, so a thing called poetic justice, right? Where an event happens where the person you said wasn't going to get elected got elected, or the person that you didn't want something good to happen to, it happened to that person. That's God, all right? And it's to teach us a lesson. And I think all of that we're going through is to teach us a lesson. And I think Quincy Jones said that what we're going through today with all this, the Lord's taking all the bad stuff, all the stuff that we don't like, and he's throwing it to us, and he says, deal with it. And I think in Donald Trump, the Lord was saying to us, hey, look, he is igniting a part of society that we don't like, and he's pointing to problems that we've tried to ignore. We need to deal with them. And when I say pointing to problems, I don't mean he was using those problems to his advantage. So the Lord put him up there to say, hey, look, deal with this. Sorry, Barack, but we got to deal with this, okay? And so I think, I know it sounds weird, but because it is weird, and we'll always say that the Lord works in strange ways, and this is another example of that. But the whole point is, this is all happening for a reason. And I really believe that, okay? I know Barry Lee says he sees no value in it, and I know somebody else jumped off the line and all that. But I can't help but see it that way. You know? That just comes from within that's the case. You know what I mean? So, once again, I have a weird broadcast. Nope, I know. Okay. Here I am. Okay. But I know those of you who are here or with me are like, oh, I disagree. But I can't help but see it that way. There's a thought that I have. Like, for example, businesses, because Obama has more faith in this country for election day, and so did I. Unfortunately, our country still has a lot of work to do, more than we thought. But you don't give up on it. I never thought that our country's work was done. I remember watching the election and having the sinking feeling that Trump was going to be president, and having this idea that, you know what, and I went back to what Obama thought, and I thought, and also, but you know, here's the thing, all right, for me, I have to really just recount the anger that I felt over my Democratic Party shutting me out of the election. I mean, excuse me, the convention, not giving me a press credential. So that's still fresh in my mind. So I have to be honest with you, I didn't care. Because I felt that people that I knew, who I helped in the past, they were all for themselves, and they all seemed to act like they had their positions in the White House marked out because Hillary Clinton is going to be president of the United States, and then it didn't happen. And I got to admit to you, I got a little pleasure from that. I know it's not right, but I'm being honest. I got a little pleasure from that. Because the way that people were treated on the way up, it's all saying, you should be nice to people on the way up because you're going to have to see them on the way down. That's just the way it goes. Okay? That's the way it goes. And Joseph Benson says, after the birther movement, open racism, disgrace, Trump should have never been close to being a candidate, and the Republicans let him take over, though. Oh, well. Well, but look, Trump got there the same way Obama did. He had a message. It wasn't, Hillary's message was about, hey, vote for me because I'm a woman, right? Trump's message was about, hey, look, everything's messed up. Vote for me because I can fix it. That's a universal message. You may not agree with how he thinks the country is messed up. And he went the classic salesperson route. Everything is bad. You have to vote for me. Everything is not bad, okay? He trashed Obama, which I hate. Still don't like it. Still think that the resurrection of Donald Trump would be to embrace Barack Obama, okay? Instead, he's trying to trash Barack Obama. This doesn't do that. This doesn't do that. Dennis Rodman is a treasure. And I thought that Obama should have recognized him as such. But he's also just one person among a million different types of, well, thousands of different types of people who are involved in our country's history in politics between Obama and Trump. So I, can allow him to have that mistake. I'm talking about Barack and his legacy, but you, I'm getting off track because my simple point is that this was the right thing to do. And as far as those people, it was a heretical move. It was a move that a corporate heretic can move. It was a move that only a guy who was a citizen politician could do. That's it. This is not something that Obama could have done, or McCain, or Clinton, or anybody else, or Sanders. We would not have gotten here under any, not even Mike Pence. We would never have gotten here under anybody but Donald Trump. This is an only but Donald Trump thing because it's crazy. And he's crazy, okay? And in that craziness, I believe that he will open up North Korea to a point where it's kind of like South Africa when they stopped apartheid. They'll open up the gulags. They'll stop that. See, it's funny how human rights, to me, all right? I'm going to read your comments in a second. But it's funny how human rights become human rights when when it's talking about our folks. But in the case of South Africa, I had people at Texas Arlington 1986 explaining to me, white people, why apartheid was a good thing. I'm not kidding you. I remember playing pool with a fellow I went to school with, and I didn't lose my temper. I just very calmly explained to him how wrong it was to have people basically mentally enslaved by legislation. And I took a year of basically uttering the same message again and again and again in a very calm way whenever I got the chance to do so. It was not, the great thing about 1986 was it was pre-social media, pre-internet. You could just talk to each other. And in talking to each other, you get to know that person, get to know what they're feeling, thinking, how their families are treating them, everything, how your mom is doing, that sort of thing, right? And it's not a virtual relationship. Now we have virtual relationships. There was nothing virtual in 1986. They were all real, folks, okay? They were all real. So, but this is what the case. He just said, hey, he thought it was okay, and we played pool, and everybody. I beat him at pool pretty much every single time. Yeah, I did. Hey, so, and Trump and Kim are expected to appear soon, by the way, all right? Now I'll read your comments and shut up. Joseph Benson says, I think John Kerry did a very good job of running the State Department. Really a shame we left the Iran deal. It is a shame. I agree, Barely. I agree with you, too. Joseph Benson says, but why should we be here, Zennie? How has Kim Jong-un earned this meeting and platform? By being a guy who had nuclear weapons, who was threatening violence, like he always does, and saber-rattling. And Trump decided to handle it in a different way that I think is more permanent than what we had been going through. Memories are short. It seemed like with every president we were being threatened in some kind of way by North Korea. I mean, the behavior was so locked into our society that it became a meme in a movie. Have you ever seen Team America World Police? All right. So, John Mark says 86 was a good year for you. Let me guess. This is the year you got married, right? No, the year you met your wife, right? I hope so. Joe's Business says, doesn't kind of a good thing Edwards didn't have a political future, though. Barry Lee says a scorpion can't change what it does when they're born that way. Yeah. The comments here are funny. What else is here? I know some of you folks are really, exercised about this. They're waiting for Kim. Hey, now report. Let me show you what I've got here. I'm anxious to show you my toys. Look at that. See that? White House press office. White House press office. Out of town pool report. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? All right. Look at the report. Let me show you what I've got here. I'm anxious to show you my toys. Look at that. See that? White House press office. Isn't that cool? Wow. Okay. I mean, you talk about kid in the candy store. Yeah. So, 12:37. This was at 4 minutes ago. This email came from Elena Johnston of Politico, And she reports at 12:37 p.m. Trump and Kim emerged from lunch. Rough POTUS remarks. Hello, everybody. How are you? POTUS said a lot of progress, better than anybody could have expected. We're going for a signing. But he didn't say what. That was reported on CNN. I have the email from that. Was they? She's late sending the email out. And so, what else do I have here? We got that was it. Now I've got the other one. It says 12:30:25. A pool's holding outside waiting. Trump, Kim walk out of lunch to executive time. The two leaders will not be together. Something like that. So that was also by Elena Johnson of Politico, who is serving as the White House pool reporter. Yeah. Oh, and here's the new one. Here's a new one. Here's a new one. This one's she has some sort of image. She was trying to put here we go. They're coming out here. Look at this, folks. Da-da-da. Hold on. Ta-da.
He pursues a Germany first policy. He doesn't like it when people disagree with him. He doesn't like it when people push back on him, and he gets very angry. And so he lashed out in ways that I think are irrational and self-destructive. Justin Trudeau did nothing whatsoever to justify, Peter Navarro saying that there's a place in hell for him. I mean, that is crazy talk, but that seems to be the message that Donald Trump wants to send. And I would, I'm very skeptical of this notion that there is somehow some premeditation here that's supposed to send a message to Kim Jong-un. No way. I mean, he basically thinks like 10 minutes ahead, I think, and I think this is just an attempt to do some after-the-fact spin to explain his tirade against this close American ally.
Well, if you're right, we know what's happening right now in the room on our screen, is that Donald Trump is meeting with his advisors saying, we've got to get something on this piece of paper that will look like a win to the people.
I don't know about that.
Thank you so much for your perspective.
I thought they were going to go and show him.
We've been promised a signing by the President of the United States.
They've been promised a signing.
This is where it's supposed to happen. They seem to be setting up.
They're setting up two documents there, all right? I'm not saying that I'm not saying that Kim is like this great dude, okay? I'm all right. I hear what everybody is saying. I get that, okay? I hear you. But I'm also saying that, look, the parallel that I'm making is with South Africa and apartheid, and I'm simply explaining that at that point in time, there are people who are always talking about how, well, we were more willing to allow apartheid to exist for a long time until it ended. And then Kim, the language is different, okay? And in other words, with North Korea, it's like, well, bad people. They're, human rights are awful and yada, yada, yada. And we know that, but they're awful with South Africa, but South Africa was A-OK for a lot of folks in America, particularly who were white, all right? So, if we had cut off relations with South Africa, I think there's a case to be made that South Africa would not have improved. And South Africa did improve. I mean, we cut off economic ties. We had economic sanctions, right? But we had open diplomacy. Similarly, North Korea wants to be a part of the world economy, so they've got to give up some behaviors, and I believe they will. I really do. I really do. So, let me put this back here. I can't find a place. I'm trying to make this to where it, maybe if I just sit it here. Maybe right there. Is that better? Oh, I don't know. This is trying to find the right place to sit this that's level. I left my tripod back there. And, oh, maybe this provides, no, maybe not. Okay. Or maybe this. Nope, maybe not. Maybe I'll just hold it like that, which doesn't give me hands free. And I'll restart the computer. No, maybe I won't. Okay. Joseph Bin says, I never said give up. I just thought we made more progress before Trump got elected. Apparently not as much progress as we thought. I'm never giving up. I'm a fighter. Yeah, I figured that much, Joseph Binsman. True words have never been spoken, man. You're gonna fight in a second. What are you talking about? Oh, what you talking about, Zennie? Yeah, that works. All right. Now, what else am I missing here? Now, okay. Oh, Joseph Bin says it took Mandela in large part to help free South Africa. I thought you're correct. Ain't nobody starting a revolution in North Korea the way things are now. You never know. Okay. I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't think you can have a revolutionary moment like this without there being revolutionary change. And, here they are. Hold on a second.
It's after 1:30 p.m. in Singapore. They're 12 hours ahead of the East Coast here in the United States. We're watching this summit unfold live before our eyes. This was just moments ago. We don't know what is on this piece of paper, but let's listen in.
Pretty comprehensive document, and we've had a really great term together, a great relationship. I'll be giving a news conference at 2:30, which is in a little bit less than 2 hours, and we'll discuss this at great length. In the meantime, I believe that they'll be handing it out on behalf of Chairman Kim and myself, and we're both very honored to sign the document. Thank you.
네, 우리가 매우 중요한 문서에 서명을 하게 될 것입니다. 이 문서는 굉장히 포괄적인 문서이고 오늘 굉장히 좋은 아주 훌륭한 회담을 가졌고 또 아주 좋은 관계를 구축하였습니다. 2시 반, 즉 다시 말해서 약 2시간 후에 나는 기자회견을 할 예정입니다. 거기서 좀 더 자세하게 말씀을 드리겠습니다만은 일단 그 와중에 그동안에는 발표문이 기자들에게 배포될 것으로 알고 있습니다. 감사합니다.
Would you like to say something?
우리는 오늘 역사적인 이 만남에서 지난 과거를 덮고 새로운 출발을 하려는 역사적인 분의 서명을 하게 됩니다.
Today, we had a historic meeting and decided to leave the past behind, and we are about to sign a historic document.
세상은 아마 중대한 변화를 보게 될 것입니다.
The world will see a major change.
오늘과 같은 이런 자리를 위해서 노력해 주신 트럼프 대통령께 사의를 표합니다.
I'd like to express my gratitude to President Trump to make this meeting happen.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Mr. President, did you agree to denuclearize Turkey?
We're starting that process very quickly. Very, very quickly. Absolutely.
Did you talk about auto one beer, sir?
He's not commenting on that one.
You'll be seeing everything in just a little while. The letter that we're signing is very comprehensive, and I think both sides are going to be very impressed with the result. A lot of goodwill went into this, a lot of work, a lot of preparation. I want to thank everybody on both sides, Secretary Pompeo and all of his counterparts. They were absolutely fantastic.
네, 조금 후에 우리가 서명한 발표문의 내용에 대해서 곧 알게 될 것입니다. 아까도 얘기했습니다만은 매우 포괄적인 그러한 문서이고 양측이 그 결과에 대해서 굉장히 만족할 만한 결과입니다. 이 문서를 서명하고 또 이런 그 만남을 갖기 위해서 많은 사람들이 전의를 가지고 노력했고 또 많은 준비 작업이 있었습니다. 그 양측에 그런 작업을 해주신 분들에 대해서 감사드립니다. 거기에는 폼페오 장관뿐만 아니라 조선 측의 그러한 여러 협력자분들에게 감사드립니다.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic.
He's handsy, man. He puts his hands.
We'll see you a little bit later. And we're very proud of what took place today. I think our whole
He said
relationship
major
with
change. He said
North
it.
Korea and the Korean
He said it.
Peninsula is going to be a very much
A
different
new day.
Situation than it has in the past. We both want to do something. We both are going to do something, and we have developed a very special bond. So people are going to be very impressed. People are going to be very happy, and we're going to take care of a very big and very dangerous problem for the world. And I want to thank Chairman Kim. Spent a lot of time together today, very intensive time. And I would actually say that it worked out for both of us far better than anybody could have expected. I think far better. I watched the various news reports. I would say far better than anybody even predicted. And this is going to lead to more and more and more. And it's an honor to be with you. Very
I can't wait to see what they sign.
Representatives, very much.
오늘 둘 다 뭔가 이루어내려고 싶어하고 또 둘의 특별한 관계가 오늘 시작됐습니다. 그리고
Hey, Hennessy, maybe less than that.
그 중요한 여러 가지
On the other hand,
시작을 했다라고 말씀드릴 수가 있습니다. 김 위원장님께
this is a big deal.
또 내가 보기에는 오늘 만남이
And it gives,
누가 기대했던 것보다 또 그가 예측했던 것보다도 좋은 만남이고
it puts Trump in a unique place.
또 앞으로 더 많은 진척이
And it gives him a level of cachet and currency he didn't have before.
Thank you very much, everybody. Absolutely, I will.
All right, let's bring in Christian on the floor just to recap. If people are coming in right now, it's the second major handshake photo op we've seen of the day. The president and the leader of North Korea.
Wait.
Signed
I just saw.
The president said
I just saw Kim put his oops, excuse me. Kim put his hand on the back of Donald Trump, like, you know, congratulate him. That means he's finally comfortable with him, you know. There's a lot here that come 2020, if Donald Trump survives an anticipated impeachment or indictment, and that's a big if it even happens. But look, he's got a lot there. He's got a lot to do, and he's got, in a kind of a weird way, in court, they talk about something called goodwill, right? So you measure goodwill as a factor in whether or not, in the degree to which you're going to prosecute someone for, well, as president of the United States, he bought, even with all the other stuff, he bought a lot of goodwill. And if he gets out of this a Nobel Peace Prize, and that could happen too. Like I said, you can't be in this position where you're just hating on everybody. You're like, I don't want to deal with it, and you know, this is not something that I favor, because you don't want to find yourself on the wrong side of history. And I have a feeling that you don't want to find yourself where President Obama found himself after he said, you know what, no one's going to vote for Donald Trump. He's not going to be the next president. And here we are. This guy is 45. Okay? He's 45. And he's inherited an economy that's good. It's got some problems and needs to be straightened out. Okay? It could, you know, again, hey, you make fun of it. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if it happens. I'm saying you may not want to hear that, but I'm not going to blow smoke and up your you know what. I'm not going to do that. I think it could happen. This is as Joe Biden would say, this is a big fucking deal. If Donald Trump gets North Korea to relax on any one of its major human rights issues within the next, say, month or less, or maybe it's in that document they signed, woo! People won't believe it, all right? But I expect it to happen. I really do. North Korea is a poor country. The reason why they're behaving that way is they're poor. And here, with the internet, it's not hard to figure out that, hey, you know what? The rest of the world is up here, and I am down here, and I need to do something to go from here to there. And this is where North Korea is, and they want to be there. And they're willing to give up all this other stuff to get there. Watch. Watch. I mean, that's money talks. I mean, how do you know that to get to this point, Donald Trump didn't work a deal with some Russian oligarch? Just saying. All right? I mean, you got to know some shit went down to do something like this. As they say, I mean, you just have to know that. The question is, what? And the answer, I don't know. But you and I both know something went down. Just no other way to put it than that. I mean, some massive shit went down. Okay? Just did. Just did. So now I'll go to reading your comments, which are telling me to go and, jump in the lake and all that. And I understand. Probably could use a good swim anyway. I can't swim very well to begin with. But but again, this is a red letter moment in history. Big fat, no matter how you slice it, there's a red letter moment in history. It just really is. Joseph Bismuth says, but Zennie, you're talking like there's legitimate things about Trump. To me, nothing about him is legitimate. Fine. It's a big deal if there's nothing, if there's a deal that's satisfactory, I don't see that happening. That's fine. I'm not trying to convince you. And I completely understand where all of you are coming from. 1,000,000% understand where all of you are coming from, okay? I'm having worked in politics, having been and am a political junkie, I am simply explaining to all of you that it's very important to have some flexibility. Politics is the most dangerous game on earth. And if you play it right, it can yield big rewards. It really can. John Mark says, North Korea might have the capabilities to send a nuke to the mainland USA if they wanted to. Yeah, well, that's what you don't want to have happen. So you have two choices. You can either be mean to them, like we've been in the past, or you can be meaner, like Trump did, and scare them, right? Or maybe jam their military or have our tech operations disrupt their far less advanced systems. Next thing you know, they're like screwed. They are a small country, and they're surrounded. I mean, think about it. This is the Pacific Ocean, right? From their point of view, this is the Pacific Ocean. U.S. is over here. Here's North Korea. Okay? And here's South Korea, right? And then here's Japan, and then here's China. That's a heck of a place to be. And you're that little bitty country. You are a geographically little bitty country thinking that you're going to push around the rest of the world. And you're surrounded. I mean, that's the position. They're not protected by a large body of water. They're not Wakanda, where they have this enormous technical advantage over the rest of the world, where they can hide from the world with a shield. They don't have anything like that. So, and Joseph Bennett says, yeah, but I don't think Trump is doing anything for anyone's benefit but his own. He's kind of proved that his whole life. Well, so it got him to be president. Fine. John Mark says, I see what you're saying, Zennie, and it could change, but I think it's all false. But here's the thing. We heard him say that there was going to be a big change, and now he has to prove it. So his butt is out there. Barry Lee says, Trump didn't scare Kim, just like they realized that Trump's a moron and decided to take their own advantage to get what they wanted. I don't think he's a moron. I really don't. I think Donald Trump is crazy like a fox. I've always thought that about him. He's crazy like a fox. And what I like about Mr. Trump is, and I did say that, as much as I don't like other things, again, I rest with the entrepreneur side of him, the apprentice side. The thing that, for example, in business, this is something that bothers me. I go to the Walmart here in Georgia, there's one on Banks Road. I go there, and the people who are there, you have to say hi to them first. They don't say hi to you. And I'll be even blunter. I'm really tired of our folks treating each other bad, and yet most of our folks, black folks, work there, and they act like because of that, because you're black, they have the right to be rude to you, as opposed to giving you the kind of service they would give, you know, if you were white. It hurts. And I've complained about it enough. I'm not complaining about it anymore because, you know, last time I was there was great. But when a person walks into a store, and this is what Donald Trump insists on with the apprentice, right, is you greet the person with a service. How are you doing? Old-fashioned manners, okay? Spelling the founder's name correctly, all right? I mean, all that stuff. It's about business. Good business at the end of the day is about treating people right. That's what it's about. And so that's what I enjoy about Donald Trump. Now, do you like the way he does business? No, a lot of people don't. Okay. Is it a case of the ends justifying the means with me? No. Because there are things that he does that I just can't see myself doing. But there's that entrepreneur's belief in self that is infectious. And we need that today, particularly among our folks, among black folks. You know, like I said the other day, it was gratifying for me to find out there was a man my age who's black who's worth $4.4 billion. I was like, yes. All right. Yes. Okay. That's a great thing. It means that the race problem as we thought we knew it is over. When you have a brother that's 55 years old who's worth $4.4 billion, come on. He's an investment banker, all right? That's a great thing. We should be celebrating that. All right? So, Joseph Ben says, come on, Zennie, he went bankrupt 46 times. Yeah, he did. I didn't, but Joseph, I said he did things I would not do, all right? I mean, okay? All right? I don't compare Donald Trump to Mark Davis. You cannot, look, that's not fair to Donald Trump. And I'm not trying to put down Mark Davis. It's just that they're different people in such a way that I feel like I can hold a conversation with Donald Trump that Mark Davis would never let me have. Because Mark doesn't act like the kind of guy who's comfortable with the kind of guy that I am. Whereas with Donald Trump, we both go to 21 in New York. I have my place. I like to sit at 21. I sat next to his dad's place. His position is, his dad, Fred's got a plaque next to this place called Cap's Corner, where I like to sit. He's got a plaque that says Fred Trump right over here. I got a video, all right? So we can talk about that. We can talk about the older lanes that closed. You know, there's a lot. If you love New York, and you talk to a New Yorker, which he is, there's a lot to connect on. So I'd have no problem talking to Mr. Trump. None. So I can't, all right? I can't compare the two. And I haven't met Donald Trump in person yet, but I know Mark Davis, okay? Mark Davis does not like the kind of person that I am, and that's cool. Doesn't have to. Doesn't have to. But Mark Davis is not Donald Trump. Barry Lee says, what's it like being in New York? Because I've never been there before. It is wonderful. It is, to me, New York, and this is my mom in me, but New York is the embodiment of every classic movie I've ever seen. Like The Sweet Smell of Success and J.J. Honeysucker, who was expertly played by Burt Lancaster. A lot of that was filmed in 21. So if you watch The Sweet Smell of Success, you'll see my favorite restaurant. Sweet Smell of Success, 1956, okay? And then, as Joseph Binsman just wrote, New York City is the best, Barry Lee. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Yeah, that's it. If I can make it there, I'm going to make it anywhere, because everybody is there to seek their ambition in some kind of way. Media capital, business capital, Wall Street capital, okay? Wall Street. It's a kind of place where it will seem overwhelming. It would seem like people are walking by you and they're walking faster, but then you realize you walk a little faster, you can keep up with them. It's not so much that today. It used to be. It's on a scale and scope that's in terms of buildings, and that's amazing. It's extremely diverse in a way that will make you change how you feel about the world, how you think about the world. If you're used to, even if you think Atlanta's diverse, or if you think the Bay Area is diverse, New York is more diverse, okay? The only thing that Atlanta has on New York is that it has the southern layer, and it's spread out. You know, I can't even compare Atlanta and New York. I'm not even going to try. Atlanta is the New York of the South, but that's about it. New York is, and when you're in New York, you really feel like you're getting closer to Europe, and there's that connection there. You feel American history. You go over 9/11, where that occurred, and it just takes your breath away every time I'm there. Joseph Binsman just wrote something. He says, New York is what America should be and can be. But a lot of middle America is not New York. We have to appreciate the differences around the country, especially after 2016. Yeah, that's really true. But think about it this way, Joseph, is that it took a guy from New York to relate to those guys and gals in the middle America. Something that in political circles through my life consultants said would never happen. You can never get a person that was a New York politician, all right? You can never get that person to vote for, if that person running for president, they said that person would never win. Donald Trump blew all that away. He proved that that's not true. He did it in a very dastardly way, but he proved that that's not true. Okay. Joseph Binsman says, he's a many lies to trick them. I think what you're trying to say, Joseph, is I'm trying to read your comment here. It says, he many lies to trick them with Zennie, laugh out loud. They bought Trump hook, line, and sinker, big mistake. Oh, I agree with you. No, it was. It was, because Donald Trump at his heart is a cosmopolitan who believes in flag burning. Okay? Donald Trump at his heart is a cosmopolitan who believes in flag burning. I'll say it again. Donald Trump at his heart, Donald Trump is a cosmopolitan who at his heart believes in flag burning. All right? and he was USO, right? But he changed. He put on this act to run for president. And business says our citizenry voted very poorly. People were angry and wanted to throw a wrench into our politics, but they chose the seriously wrong wrench. Trump doesn't deserve any faith. I don't think that was it at all. I don't think people were that angry. I don't think it was about anger. If Barack Obama ran against Donald Trump, he'd have won. It was about the fact that Hillary Clinton was a lousy candidate. And it was all about Hillary. It's always been all about Hillary. Okay? That's the problem. Donald Trump's rise was a reaction to Hillary. That's precisely what it was. And it wasn't that Hillary was or would have been the first female candidate. No. No. In fact, the problem with Hillary's campaign, and this, I remember this was something that was mentioned way back in the middle of the campaign. It's like, hey, what's your message? It can't be vote for me because I'm a woman. They know you're a woman. You ran before. You ran in 2008. For those who remember, you lost to Barack. What is your message for the country? She didn't do that. All right? Didn't do that at all. John Mark says, could Bernie Sanders take Donald Trump in 2020? Nope. No. You know why? Because there are too many Democrats who are upset with him for different reasons. I can't see Bernie Sanders getting that coalition back. I could be wrong. But then I wasn't a Sanders, yada, yada. Anyway, I thought Bernie Sanders was faking that he liked black people. Joseph Bin says, I think Hillary made her mistakes, but people are definitely sick of Washington too. Hillary was the logical choice. People gambled. You can't gamble when you step in a voting booth. You must vote. Nah, but they didn't like her. Okay? I'm not saying I like her, but I'm saying that she did. There's something about when you run for office and about authenticity of voice, and people can sense if you're BSing them. And if you're BSing them, they're not going to back you. Hillary just has this history of doing it to herself. I remember, I'll never forget this. I'll never forget where I was when Hillary Clinton blurted out the possibility in an indirect way, but it was enough for everybody to hear that Barack Obama could be assassinated. Oh my God, the first black president, okay? She said that on, and I'm going to test my memory here. I believe it was like March, I want to say it's March 27th, blurts out to my mind of 2007. She blurted that out, 2007. She blurted out, no, 2008. She blurted out that thought. And it was like, what? And you could literally see her campaign just come crumbling down. And then there was another time where she gave this press conference where she made this mistake about, tried to attach herself to Martin Luther King. That fell apart. Those were the two events. But the assassination thing, where she mentioned indirectly by talking about JFK, excuse me. She said, we don't want to have another JFK moment. God forbid. And she let that out. And boy, I remember I made a blog post criticizing her about that. And that got 47,000 views that day like that. Boom. Okay. What the heck are you talking about? Wow. All right. Man, I'll never forget that. Bunch of you want Joe Biden to run. You think he's too old? Binsman wants Bernie to run, and he thinks he'll win. But then he says, but the DNC is already actively trying to screw him. They just passed a rule saying that you have to declare yourself a Democrat if you're going to run. Well, yeah, you should. Well, duh. If you're a Democrat, do that. Don't declare yourself an independent and then run. You should do that. I'm sick and tired of that. I don't want an independent pretending to be a Democrat to get my party. I want a Democrat All right. Hey, by the way, folks, do you know what is tomorrow? Does anyone know what is today, I should say, if you're in the East? But it's really, for you on the Pacific, do you know what's tomorrow? Do you know what special thing happens tomorrow? Hello? I'm just asking a question. I'll get back to that in a second. But do you know what is, there's a very important thing happening on Tuesday. Do you know what it is? Barry Lee says no. What? Oh, man. It's really. Does anyone take a guess? There's only a few of you on here. Just take a guess. Can I give you a hint? No, it's not the WWE SmackDown. Although I feel like collectively smacking you all down. Come on. You want a hint? All right, here's one hint. Dun, 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 dun. No, I'm not deciding to run for mayor. Oh, the Warriors Parade is tomorrow, but that's not what I'm talking about. That may very well mask what I'm talking about. The Warriors Parade is tomorrow, but no. But I gave you one hint. You didn't listen. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It has to do with the Raiders. It concerns them, yes. Yeah. Not free tacos. And certainly not from Taco Bell. Taco Bell is nasty. All right. Dun, 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 dun. You just suck it. Here's another one. Mark Davis. No, it's not free taco. I told you, it's got nothing to do with tacos. Listen. John Mark says Vegas sucks. Okay, what does that have to do with what I'm saying? What is tomorrow? Hello? Actually, that has some of what I have to do. All right? Come on. John Marks, you know what it is then, don't you? Or do you? No, I'm not even going to entertain any comments like that anymore. Come on, you all. You seriously forgot. The what meeting? JAP? No, that's Friday. JP meeting's Friday. It's mostly closed session anyway. Actually, it's all closed session. Nope. No. Seriously? Barry Lee, you really don't know? I'll give you another hint. It's an election. Come on now. That's the biggest hint of all. No, it's not the mayor's race. Golly, no. Yes! Joseph Binsman got the prize. The Nevada election. I was going to ding you for not saying the whole thing, but it's Nevada primary. Absolutely. The Nevada primary is Tuesday. Use. Come on. Man, it's amazing how people forget. Boy, oh boy. Steve Sicily. That's right. Let's see what, in fact, you know what? I'm going to see what the poll says. Oh, it's 2:12 in the morning. Let me see what the poll says here. Nevada primary poll. All right. There are primary elections in Virginia, Nevada, Maine, and South Carolina. All right. And so you got, let's see, the real clear politics. They've got Hella Rosen is a big race. And right now, it's looking like Heller by 1. There's a spread there. Let me see Nevada governor. Let me make it more direct. Nevada governor. News. Okay, Christian Giuliani gets support from Hillary Clinton. I don't know if that's good or bad. We'll find out. Clinton endorses Jim Giuliani in a robocall. Poll shows, ooh, dead heat. That was as of May 29th. That's old. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. I read that to you before. Let's see here. About a primary. They're all talking about Clinton in the robocalls. Let's see what Nevada Independent. Let's see what the Nevada Independent says. Okay. You can join Indie TV at 6:30 p.m. on June 12th for live election coverage, which is 9:30. What you need to know about the Reno, Sparks, and Washoe County races on the ballot. Indie blog. Clark County won't post notices at sites no longer used for election day voting. Everybody's talking about the Hillary call. Will the Hillary call help her, or will it be the kiss of death? Ooh. County Commissioner blasts Jim Giuliani in new television ad released by Sisolak's campaign. Indie fact-checking. Ad claiming Giuliani paid husband hundreds of thousands of dollars requires significant clarification. That is dirty. You know why? Jim Giuliani's husband is dead. And yet, this is how dirty politics is. Her husband's dead, and yet someone's going to make a commercial accusing her of paying her husband, who's now dead, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Maybe he had medical issues, right? That's how dirty people can be, all right? And it says that she put her family member on the payroll. This doesn't even mention that. It's wrong. It doesn't even mention that he died. It says she paid her late husband's political consulting firm nearly $1 million between '96 and 2014. And talking about her Gray, but it doesn't even mention. Oh yeah, now it says it. Gray died in a car crash in 2015. And so, okay. So, okay, she pushed back, claimed it was absolutely false. That's nasty. I mean, the man, see, that's what I'm saying. Her husband died. Is there anything not off limits anymore? Jeez. Bad stuff. Democrats are likely to hold on to the majority. The legislature's come November, even if they don't swing any seats, is what they're saying here. Spending spree continues in heated Democratic gubernatorial primary with Sisolak leading the charge. He burned through more than $1 million over the most recent 3-week filing period. Generally, the person who spends the most money wins. Okay? But now I know that, let's see here. That's Nevada Independent. Let me see what the Las Vegas Sun is reporting, because okay, Golden Knights to host Friend Appreciation Day. They're ignoring politics here. Looking ahead, Golden Knights look bright. Yeah, whatever. What about politics? Nothing. They got nothing here politically. Nothing. There's nothing about politics here. All Donald Trump and Kim. Las Vegas Sun is endorsing nobody, I guess. What a boring publication. Golly. Yeah. What else is here? Let's see. Let's check out the Review Journal. Primary Voters Guide. Complete candidates head to head. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's more like it. You read the Las Vegas Sun, you'd have no idea a political campaign was coming up. I mean, none, okay? None. None. A quality voter. Nevada primary, first stop of the election year. You know, these healthcare partners, a bunch of video. Real estate millions. Comics anthology. No Raiders news here. Las Vegas Aviators, you ready for that? Ooh, LVCVA executive bought travel gift cards in secret. Boy. Adelson really hates the LVC, the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Authority, excuse me. Project Enchilada's master plan for downtown Las Vegas, all right? Now they're comparing, all right, Nevada Dim hopefuls depleting campaign cash. Let's read that one, see what's going on here. No matter who wins tomorrow, should I give a shout out to Christian Giuliani in a separate video praising her on her stadium vote? Or am I just the guy to piss off people and cause them to vote against her and for Sisolak? I probably would bet on the latter, so I probably shouldn't do it. What do you think? Steve Sisolak spent he spent $6.3 million on this campaign. Jen Giuliani has spent what? This is a little sloppy. I can't tell what she spent based on reading this. I have no idea. There's no poll. There's no poll. Adam Laxalt's the favorite. They expect him to win, but you know what? It's Jan Schwartz raised $75,000. All but $250 came from himself. He said he was going to do that. So, I mean, I don't... let's see here. I have a little article on Bruce Irvin. Olympic skier Bodie Miller. That's about it. Nothing. Golden Knights, Walgreens, World Warrior, Vegas Insider, Real Estate Insider. Nothing. Okay, fine. Nothing. Okay. So, trying to find a poll here. Poll. Sisolak. Oops. Poll. Poll Slack. Haha. Poll Sisolak. Poll Steve Sisolak. There we go. The impended poll as of was April 24th. Poll showed dead heat in May. That was Review Journal. With dead heat between the two. And that was 7 days ago. And a new poll. Nope. April 24th. There's no June poll. I think somebody else would poll Steve Sisolak June 2018. You think somebody would have done a more recent poll than April 29th? That was a while back. Or May 29th. Okay. But that was just 7 days ago. All right. So, okay, 7 days. Dead heat. Ballotopedia. Political survey, that's old. Okay, so anyway, we've got nothing. Maybe you know what? The Reno Gazette. I forgot the Reno Gazette. Arguably the best paper in the best news website and paper in Nevada. The Reno Gazette Journal. All right, let's see what's going on here. try and find some juicy tidbits here. Tidbits. Don't see. Nothing. I'm going through the Reno Gazette Journal website looking for political info, and I'm coming up wanting. These are the front runners. The races we'll be watching and how to find your polling place is what they're telling you, okay? Who's in? Tell me. I want to see a poll. I don't see one. Doggone it. Don't see one. They said there's going to be a strong early voting turnout. Oh, nearly 12% of the county's active registered voters turned out for a 2-week early voting period that ended on June 8th, the highest percentage of early ballot casters since 2010. Wow. Wow. Okay, so and 44% of those were Democrat, and nearly 10% improvement on the percentage that voted with the party's 2014 midterm primaries. Wow. That gives me hope, because with a low voter turnout in California, I thought, it's going to be just like the other elections. Let's see here. And let's see here. It's got the news about new voting machines, 1,300 of them in the county, within which Reno is within. All eyes are on divisive Democratic governor's race. And they call the battle ferocious, talking about attack ads, attacking Sisolak's progressive bona fides and Jim Giuliani's past campaign spending and her controversial 2005 amendment to a state sex offender reporting bill. And then it's like, right there in that paragraph, they told me more about her negatives than Sisolak's negatives. I wonder who they're for. All right. Interesting. So anyway, that's tomorrow. We got a lot to talk about. The parade, this, all that. Oh, your phone is starting to act up? I'll see you. Chris G has Steve Sisolak running scared. Yep. John Mark says brothel bans waited. John Mark says brothel bans weighed in Nevada as legal pimp runs for office. I don't want to read that. I don't know. Barely says, when you think about it, politics is like when we were young, a lot of backstabbing and acting like children. You just figured that out. You just freaking figured that out. Wow. Folks, it is 2:28 at night. I am saying sayonara. See you all. Kim Jong-un treated like a rock star. Rock star, rock star. Oh, boy. See you guys. Watch horror films. Keep America strong. I see everybody. All right. Good night. See ya.